Like I say, one of my most favorite things well, I mean, like I say, the LS shells and all that other stuff. We had them. I had them. It's just that I didn't want to use them unless last resort because it was dangerous to use them. But I mean, if I was going to be attacked, if it was going to be me versus or my people versus somebody else, it was going to be them because well, Germany had actually invented the LS shells. It was actually a German shell that, like I said, that's why I didn't want the Germans persecuted and hunted down because it's like they played a great, they contributed greatly to everything. Like they made the LSL shells and they invented a lot of the rockets and well, I think maybe another group might have done it too. I'm not exactly sure. A group before Germany. There was a group before Germany that was also great and magnificent. And there was also the exoskeletons and the 1.5s. Anyway, though, but like I say, I mean, leaving people behind and forgetting them and just being like, "Oh well, sucks to be you. I'm moving on," isn't my thing. I value all my people. I value all my groups. So, anyway, though, but like I said, when they're attacking me, when they're just like the ejection seats on the aircraft, test aircraft and other things didn't. Like I said, the Yankees and even the Confederacy didn't have ejection seats on their aircraft. Supposed America or U.S. is considered ejection seats a waste of time because it's only 50. It adds 50 or 150 pounds to the aircraft, and that's basically the weight of a pilot. You know, like I said, what you would consider the United States, or basically JFK, Jimmy Carter, and all those other people. I mean, every pound counts on an aircraft. So they didn't have ejection seats on the aircraft. The Congress and what would be considered as your government didn't consider ejection seats important. Like I said, that's why the ejection seats are actually a European and actually a Britain or Germany thing, because I wanted ejection seats on my aircraft. So, and that's why why the research for the ejection seats and also the ejectable tops on the aircraft actually is from the Volker's jet and actually from Europe and Germany because I wanted to do it and I was spending the money and I was directing the people to do the ejection seats. And I was like, well, 150 pounds, we'll just add thrust. We'll just have a bigger engine, or a bigger whatever. But like I said, Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, and all of them, they didn't care. JFK didn't care. Another 150 pounds that could be a bomb payload or more ammunition or blah blah blah. So they stripped it off the aircraft. There was all or nothing to them. You know, but like I said, I had really good people and I had really good, I valued my people and I was like, well, you don't replace, an expert combat pilot. You don't just replace them like that. Although I don't know, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people thought, like I said, some of my German pilots would fly up next to the bombers and they'd see a 15-year-old kid like flying the bomber or a 12-year-old kid, a 6-year-old kid flying the bomber, a little black kid. They saw these bombers, and there'd be a little black kid behind in the pilot seat, flying the bomber. And so my pilots were like, "Yeah, there's a little, they're children." So some of my pilots would just go and just like start strafing along and just take out the engines and get the aircraft to just. The children, I think, would die usually. Like I said, Papa didn't give a fuck. You know, he would send like 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids. Like I said, the black race has a lot to account for. My German pilots and my pilots, like I said, they would pull up next to the bombers and they would look in the windows and stuff, and they would, and like I say, my aircraft could turn upside down. Like I said, that's why my aircraft was going up against one of these other aircraft, and we were doing an upside down flight for 5 hours or 6 hours, and they were like, our engines are just as good as your engines. I was like, your engines are just as good as my Rolls-Royce Merlin engines, really. So you can fly upside down for extended periods of time. Well, let's find out. So I made a bet. And like I said, on my Rolls Royce engines, they were shooting them with cannon. They put them on a dolly, so and had a dyno on the dolly too, so they could turn that engine in any attitude and any shape or form or way, and they would run it under load in that position. So I knew my people knew that our engines were better. We could run it at high horsepower at full load in any position because it's what I wanted them to do. So they did. Just like the plane. They made it so the fuel tanks could run in any attitude, in any position that you might encounter. So like I said, my pilots would go and just go upside down and look in the windows. And like I said, they saw these 5-year-old and 8-year-old kids flying these bombers. So you probably don't know about that. Anyway, I don't know. I guess it's easier to lie and convince a child to press a button and drop bombs than it is to use experienced pilots, isn't it? Yeah. Like I would say to a lot of people, yeah, you're really fucking epic, you know that? You know? That's why so much stuff was considered national security, top secret, need to know. Like I say, the patheticness of the human race or the human life form type was not my fault or my problem. I had experienced pilots and the best pilots in the world. My pilots were honest, respectable, trustworthy, and had honor and duty. I had gun cameras. And they would take the film and they would sign the film cases whenever they left and whenever they came back. So I knew what my planes were doing out there. Anyway, Germany was helping me out with that or something. So like I say, I didn't fall. It wasn't me. I didn't have to do last resort, blah, blah, blah. Other people had to. But that's probably why I'm still alive. I had the best pilots. I had the highest paid people. I had the best food. My people had the best clothing. My people slept good at night and knew that they were the best people in the world or in the universe. Anyway, so yeah. So all this stuff, what the black people were doing, putting 8-year-old kids and 9-year-old kids inside the bomber seats and having them go bomb cities. They didn't care if the kids made it back. I don't even think the kids had enough fuel to make it back. And all they cared about is if the bombers could actually get over the cities. And I don't think they even really cared about which city they were bombing. Just send them that way, and then I'll tell them to find some place to bomb or something. I don't know. Like I said, all my people were doing strategic, targeted, purposeful. Like I say, when they say they flew over those buildings before, and sometimes they were taking fire while they were flying over, trying to warn the people in the buildings. We were just taking out the buildings. We didn't care about. We were trying not to kill people. But then again, we're better. We have films and records that actually show what we did. Because we were just protecting people and trying to stop those fucking pieces of shit. So that's where I am. I'm with them. And that's how I know all this stuff, like about the Mosquito bomber, and that's how the P-51 and the P-38 were mine. They used my engines, my Rolls-Royce Merlin engines. I was the only one who could have Rolls-Royce Merlin engines. The Confederacy didn't, like a lot of people out there, didn't have. They had to deal with pathetic pieces of shit. I had the nicest aircraft in the skies. So, anyway, things like the P-38 Lightning. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, I get angry because I mean, I'm Lucifer Star, and for a while there, it's just like I'm surrounded by shit, But then again, my Constitution, my Congress, and all that other stuff. I get surrounded by people who are like, deny, deny, deny. It's like, I have nothing to deny. I have nothing to hide. It's something the Germans would say too. We have nothing to hide and we deny nothing. So, unlike some other people, and like I said, the truth about them came out too. Would come out. Whatever. Like I said, there's a difference between a real and true creator and a real true leader. Anyway, and other people. Someone like me. More epic than epic. And just on vacation or retired. He's on vacation. He's retired. Vacation! Did he take holiday? Yes, I was taking a holiday. So, and well, I guess maybe while I was taking a holiday. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah. Whatever. You get to deal with do the donkey. Oh, God, I hate that guy. Like I said, there are a few people I just wanted to watch their bodies and just watch the juices just squirt out their eyeballs. Because they're just that pathetic. Because it's like greatness and power and wealth and honor and duty and the best things in the universe, and I find myself in the presence of you. I mean, you just, like I say, it's like, wow. Really, 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 it was like that. I'm pretty sure. We went through a lot of effort. So, whatever. Like I said, I'm Lucifer Star. The Lucifer Star. And that's also why a lot of people paid me homage and everything else like that. Because, I was protecting people. Saving people. Helping people. Keeping people from losing their life savings. Trying to keep other people from killing people. It's like, just give up the money. And nobody gets hurt. And then they walk out. And then we'll catch them later or whatever. Like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, I was basically the world producer of weapons. So if they went to go buy guns, they're probably buying guns from one of my gun places, one of my gun factories. Like that's also how I know about Ronnie Beretti. Like, hi, Ronnie Beretti, what's up? So about that, you didn't invent the 50 cal, by the way. Sorry, nope. You were raiding some truckers and killing them, and then raiding the back of the trucks, I believe. Wasn't that you? Wasn't that what you were doing? And the truckers are coming after you or something like that? How are you still alive? Yeah, whatever.